Hello everyone, welcome to Res Snapper. My name's MJ, and today we're talking about character mastery, and most pertinently we're going to do a tier list actually, ranking all of the new effects. We're going to talk about the flares, the finishes, the character reaction sets, what I like, what I don't like, what I hate. Oof, there's some stuff that I don't like. Overall, it's pretty cool, but I do think there are some things that need to change. I'd also be interested to hear what you think in the comments below, so do let me know. But just a very brief overview of character mastery first and foremost. This is a new system that they originally said it was coming, and they said that it was going to be something like get Deadpool to like 100 power and it would unlock stuff. But what has actually been implemented is a little bit different from what they sort of originally said. Really, the main way that you push your character mastery forward is through owning variants. You also get a little bit of experience which counts on the reward track for splitting cards, which kind of goes a little bit hand in hand with how much you play them, but actually the main amount of XP you get is from variants. So it feels a bit weird. Like, I think a lot of us have got Storm as one of the very highest cards in our character mastery, even though a lot of us don't actually play Storm all that much. I certainly don't, and she's one of my highest. So it definitely feels a bit weird. It would have been better if it sort of looks at how much you've played a card, either hours or percentage of game, whatever. I think that would have felt a bit more interesting. But anyway, so you've got a reward track, and as you go through it, you unlock different flares and different finishes that then you can use on a base card without any coupling of effects. So you can't use a flare and a finish, it just unlocks the base for you. But then those enter your split pool, as in the types of splits that you can create when you do an infinity split. And then at the very top of the reward track is the sort of the highest rarity, I suppose, finish or flare, which is a gold diamond flare. And you also get the reaction set. I've only got character mastery on one card, which is Nimrod. And yeah, I think the reaction sets are absolutely awesome. Certainly one of my favourite things about the system. I definitely want to get more characters too. 30 on character mastery. I don't know who I'm going to target yet though. As we said, because it only counts, well, it mainly counts the variants rather than how many times you've split a card. My most used cards, especially if I got lucky with an early gold split, which was really my most sought after type of split was gold. If I got an early one, like a 5 or a 6, it means that my character mastery is really low on some of my favourite cards. So that element feels really bad. That's something I don't know how they could change it, but I kind of wish they would change that. Anyway, let's go into the tier list. Here we go. We're going to rank them all. I've got them in order here, from the sort of lowest unlocked to the highest unlocked. And we're going to start with flares first of all. Okay. Tone flare. This is mid, I think. I'd probably give this like 2. Like it's, or 2 or 3. Like it's fine. Yeah, it's probably 3. It's fine. Stardust, I like. I would probably give Stardust 4. Glimmer, I think is fine. Not quite as good as Stardust. Right, this is one of the new ones. This is a character mastery one. This is 0. This is bananas. I do actually want to talk about this one. This is actually offensive. My mate Marlon said that the bananas feels like an April Fool's one, and I completely agree. This doesn't feel like a serious type of split. How many characters do bananas actually work on? Like one hit monkey? I don't know why they created this and basically worsened splitting for so many characters. Very, very irritating, to be honest. Like, I genuinely really don't like, oh yeah, banana split, it's like a joke. This is like the cosmetic side of Marvel Snap, and having your own unique, personal and incredible collection that you love is one of the most important parts about the game for many, many players. And having bananas be so low on the reward track that it's one of the first things you unlock, and basically poisoning your potential splits from then on, that feels absolutely horrific. If they do anything, I really hope they like put bananas as turn offable. Feels really bad, feels really horrible. Okay, the next one is confetti, rainbow confetti. This one's quite good. I'd give this like 3. Neon Trails, I also think this one's quite good. When they're on the actual card, they could be a bit more prominent, but I'd give these 3 as well. Bubbles, I think, are very poor. I think they're very poor for a few reasons. First of all, I don't think they look very interesting. It's a very basic image of a bubble. Like, there's no sort of like rainbow effect on the bubbles, which you certainly see on bubbles in real life. Also, guys, you just don't see many bubbles. Hopefully, I'll put some footage on screen of... I actually got a God water split, believe it or not. I got a America Chavez with water and bubbles. And it just doesn't look very good. Like, that should be... Like, that is such a minuscule odds to get that split. A full water bubble split. That split should be absolutely incredible. And I think it looks absolutely midders. Because the bubbles are really poor themselves, in my humble opinion. And the water background, I think, is also just really hard to see. And not very interesting. Like, the contrast isn't very high. It's a very drab colour. For me, really not a good one. Snowflakes, again... For me, it's a low one because they're just very simple images of snowflakes. Not very many come up on the screen, and they just don't look good. They don't look realistic. They just fall. They don't like rotate or anything. There's not much variance in colour. Yeah, not a big fan at all. Now this one I think is Galactic Storm, but I do actually need to pull up my list. Yes, this is Galactic Storm. Now this, I'm going to put it in 4. I do actually think that Galactic Storm has the potential to be 5, maybe even higher. It's absolutely freaking cool looking, but there's a big problem. It's very dark. It's very hard to see. I think like the lightning effects that come out of the side need to be increased in contrast or brightness, or just make it look easier to see. It's a bit like the old black crackle. Should technically be one of the coolest effects in the game, but because it's really hard to see, it's not. So I really hope they improve this one like they did with Black Crackle. I think if we can hope for any changes of character mastery, no matter what you think about, like all the bad points of character mastery, I think a lot of them can be solved if some effort is put into these effects to make them look more interesting, and then I think we'll be much happier. So hopefully that happens. Also, another thing I haven't mentioned yet is that a lot of these effects come in multiple colours, and actually things like the tones, like the gold is of a higher rarity and stuff, but I haven't split them out here. I've just combined them all as one colour. Fine. Next one is Embers. Embers look, again, Embers for me are ones that have a high potential. At the moment they look poor because they're really small and not many emanate out from the bottom. So they're really, like, they're kind of 2 at the moment. I genuinely do think they could definitely be 4. Way too small and way too infrequent. That's how I feel about Embers. Right, next one, I need to double check what this is called. This is Cosmic. Again, Cosmic is cool. I would give it 3, I think, for now. But again, I think this is one that has potential. The way it rotates, it doesn't look very organic around the outside. And again, it's just a little bit hard to see, and it's a bit flat. It feels a bit flat. I think they can definitely make some improvements to that. It does have like the little orbiting things around it, but yeah, I think this one can be improved. I think it could definitely be a 5 or whatever. Crackle, is Crackle 6? Is Crackle 6? Crackle is incredible. Yeah, Crackle is what we all want. Crackle is 6, especially the really rarer ones like Black looks sick now. White, God Split, Gold. Yeah. Crackle is 6. Crackle is what we want. Wakandan, this one's called, let me check, Purple Wakandan Tech. I really like this one. I think this is one of the best ones you can get. It's either 4 or 5, maybe 5 is fair. This one looks really cool. Yeah, I think one of the better ones you can get for sure. Next up, this is actually this is the final flare we're looking at. This is the, what's it called? Gold Diamond Flare. This I would probably give 3, I think, at the moment. Again, this one I think has potential. They need to improve it. It looks, at the moment, it just looks very weird. Is it gold? Yeah, Gold Diamond. They don't really look like diamonds because they're not like, they're completely opaque. If they had a little bit of opacity, maybe a little bit of rainbow within the gold, that I think could possibly look cooler. They just look very sharp and very jagged at the moment. So again, I think these can be improved. I think it's a shame that this is like the top reward for character mastery alongside the reaction set, because could definitely look better. Right, now let's talk about the finishes. This is foil, so the old one. It's this fine. Foil is fine. Actually, to be honest, foil is kind of one of the ones that you don't want. So it's 2. Prism is good. Prism looks cool. I really like the update that they made to Prism. Generally speaking, Prism is what I rock with until I unlock gold. Rays, for me personally, they're 1. I think they look really striking and can look really cool, especially if they're on an entire deck. But I think for me, they're just too flat, too basic, too easy, too boring. And I don't like that there's 6 of them unlocked straight away. And that basically poisons. If you unlock that as your first character mastery thing, completely poisons your split pool so much. But like basically you got like a 2 in 3 chance of opening or splitting a ray effect. I just don't like it. Yeah, not a fan. Bananas, obviously 0. Actually does look quite cool on some cards where it's so obscured that you can't tell the bananas, and then it's just got a rotating yellow background. But then, even then, it is only a rotating yellow background. It's just no, don't like it. Copper metallic. I do like copper metallic. I'm gonna be quite generous with copper metallic and say it's 4, but I do think it can be slightly improved. Again, it's quite dark. I think it could be brightened a little bit and increase the contrast between all of the effects on there, and then we'd have a bang. I'd probably put it in 3 at the moment, but I'm gonna be generous and give it 4, especially with the fact that we're running out of room here, and I basically don't want this tier list to adjust in size because I've got an overlay on the stars. Like, you'll see my cursor disappear here. So yeah. Anyway, fine. What's this next one? Is this water? Let me just check. Yeah. Water, butters, almost 0. It's kind of close to again. I'll be generous. I'll put it in 2. I think this desperately needs to be improved. Like I say, brighter, increase the contrast, make it more bright and make it basically be easier to see. At the moment, on a background, you could almost be like, oh, that's just like the normal background, and you wouldn't necessarily notice. You could even have, with actual water in real life, obviously you have got blues and greens that you often see in there. Maybe it could have different colours of blues and greens overlaid and make that light peering through the water effect much stronger. And I think that would look cool. This one, is this Galactic Storm? Yeah, Galactic Storm, this is cool. I probably would give this one 3. Again, I think there's potential in this one. I think it can be improved. Just make it look brighter and more visually, make it stand out more. Fine. Is this foil metallic? No, sorry, this is refraction. Okay, I really like refraction. I'd actually say, would I say refraction is 5 stars? Quite possibly. I think I would say refraction is maybe 5 stars actually. Refraction is a really good one. The way that the rainbow effect appears on the whole card, really good. Not really any notes. I don't really think they can improve this one much. I mean, me personally, I like really bright things, so it could be a bit brighter and a bit starker, but actually concentrate on improving the other things. I think this one's fantastic. Gold metallic, I think I'd probably say is maybe even better than standard gold. This is one of the best effects, personally one of my most desirable ones. Haven't got it yet. I haven't split a card into a gold metallic yet, but it's freaking sick. If I get gold metallic with bananas, I think I'll actually die from sadness, to be clear. This next one is this. Yeah, this is foil metallic. This is definitely good. Would I give it 4 or would I give it 3? I think I'd give it 3 actually. It is just the background after all, and it does look better than foil, definitely. Fire, probably 3. Oh god, we're gonna move, aren't we? Okay, I'm gonna put fire in 2 just because I'm running out of space in 3. It does look cool, kind of basic. I haven't fiddled with it too much. Maybe I need to see what it looks like on Human Torch. And maybe with like that and an improved Fire Embers, maybe it looks really cool. I'd take a bit of different colour in there. Like, it's very orange and browny at the moment. I'd take a bit of a flashy yellow. I think that would maybe be nice. Right, ink. 5 star. Love ink. Very good. Not my personally most desired. Like I say, I like the golds. Gold. Still goated. Still the one that I want. Is this one frosted glass? Yeah. Frosted glass looks quite nice. It's just a bit boring. I am literally going to put this in 3. I do like it. Just a bit boring and a bit bland. Psychedelic, I think I'd probably put in 4. I do think Psychedelic's really good. The colours are very different on it and they stand out loads. I wonder if almost the colours could be toned down a bit on this or homogenized, but I don't have too big of a problem with Psychedelic. I do like it. This next one, let me double check. I think this is Glass Circuits. Yes, that's right. Glass Circuits. Okay, literally I can only put one more in 3. And it might be this. I like it. It's just a bit, it's very specific. Like greens with tones of purple and stuff. And it goes over the whole card. And really, primarily actually, the like circuit board effects on there make it look a bit weird. And it's a bit too specific. So I'm not, I might even drop it to 2, to be honest. Yeah, it's just a bit of a strangely specific effect. This next one is Cosmic. I do like this one a lot. This looks really cool. It's a bit matte, a bit flat and a bit matte is my main criticism with this one. This next one is Steel Metallic. I really like Steel Metallic, would give it 4. Gilded Prism, I think is freaking sick. This is one of the best new ones. Looks awesome. Nice bit of muted colours, so it's kind of a bit restrained, and I just think it looks great. Gold Prism, I think I'd put it in 5. Again, I haven't split anything into this yet, so I would consider 6. I've got no notes on improving it or anything. I think it looks good. I need a bit more experience with it myself. Black Prism, I think I'd also put in 5. Either 4 or 5. Maybe 4 for now. The slight problem with Black Prism is that it's extremely hard to see. Like, it almost might as well just be a completely matte black background. It shimmers a little bit. I think the blacks could be a bit more opaque. A bit less opaque. And so maybe you see a little bit more of the hidden rainbow effect. And make it look a bit more ethereal. And then I think it would be one of the best effects. But definitely very, very good. And then last but by no means least, is this the Wakandan Glass? Let me check what it's called. Yeah, Wakandan Glass. This is cool. Definitely prefer it to the Glass Circuit. But I think I'd just give it 3. Because again, it's very specific. I like the purples and stuff. But the actual circuit background makes it look a bit specific. So ultimately, this is the first time I'm seeing this tier list, obviously, because I've just done it. I didn't prepare it or anything. We have a bell curve. We have a bell curve of midders stuff in the middle, and then some awesome new stuff. So let's be clear. 6-star, we have added one in. Obviously, this is all just my own personal humble opinion, but yeah, we have added one. We've got a load of new 5-star options, so I think that's really cool. However, if we go down at the bottom, there is a lot of new midders options, but the cool thing to take away from this is that, in my opinion, I think this is stuff that can be improved. I think we can get a better feeling out of splitting cards if we improve some of these weaker looking effects. So that is what I really hope the second dinner do. They have already said actually that they are changing the rays because a lot of people have got like motion sickness from the rays. So I think they said they're turning the contrast down and making the spin slower. Which that makes me sound like I'm going to dislike it even more. But I'm not going to stand in the way of people who are literally feeling sick playing the game. I would say maybe just make rays like optional, basically, like whether you like set your game to be able to see them or not, or just remove them because I don't like them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think let me just check my notes to see if there was anything else I wanted to cover. Yeah, review each of the effects, talk about reaction sets. Yeah, that was basically it. I was just impress upon you again, guys. I want to know what you think. It would be great to collate your feedback, and we can all just then pass it on to second dinner. And you know, it's better to say to them specific actionable things that we would like to change, rather than, oh, I just don't like this feature. Oh, one more thing I did want to say, actually. I am tracking my splits, which I'll probably just throw it on screen now. It might be easier for me. Yeah, here we go. I am tracking my splits here. So I'm showing all of the splits that I've done post character mastery, what I got, what split numbers it was, obviously, as you can see on screen, and then how I felt. So I've had a couple of like quite cool ones, my 7s. I've had a really good one with my 8. I got a Refraction White Stardust on Mr. Sinister. Generally speaking, I haven't felt very good about my splits, but I will say, if you look at these, They are like early splits, like my first split here, my first split here, my first split here. And all of the first... Actually, to be fair, one of the first splits I felt really good about. So, yes, basically, I'm still contending with my feelings for how I like character mastery. So, I'm in a very interesting period, in a very, very interesting mindset. So, yeah, thank you very much for... that was a bit of a rambly video. I hope you liked it anyway. Really, really interested to hear what you think of character mastery in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.